So I wanted to show y'all what I got this weekend. I went to Tennessee to pick it up. Good couple hours from the house. It was a nice little road trip. I got to stop and see my mom for a little bit. But I got this from a lady who got it at auction. And she thinks that it was sat in a store. And from the condition that it's in, I think it had extremely minimal use, if any at all. And then she was going to use it in a Cracker Barrel sunroom. But then they moved and they decided to sell the stove, and she never used it, and she sold it to me. Y'all have no idea how excited I am. Like, I'm stoked excited. I've wanted one of these things forever and a day. But a lot of YouTubers and a lot of videos online show that they're using a grinder and a cutoff wheel. They do a couple things. They fast forward their videos. They make it all shiny. And then they throw some paint on it and call it done. And there's a lot of questions in between. So hopefully, I was going to do a video to kind of help some other people that are in my situation know kind of some do's and don'ts. Okay, so I had only two things that were broken on this stove. One is right here on this panel piece. This is the oven side, and then the other side is the stove, the firebox side. So you see these little tabs? There's three right there. They were screwed on. And it's a 1950s-ish, 60s-ish stove. So it's an original. Everything's original in here that I can tell. So I took my Dremel with a cutoff wheel. And I used the Dremel. I didn't use a big grinder with the cutoff wheel because while I can get in the stove, I can't get in the stove with the grinder. I can, but I need it to be precise. Because if you break these tabs, this whole top piece has to be replaced. And that is a headache you do not want. I do not want. No, Becky. No. The least amount of headache you can prevent, the better. So use the Dremel with the little cutoff wheel that's in there and just grind them on. Grind the screws. And then when I got those off, I just took the flathead and I just popped them open. And then used a pair of pliers and got them off. But when I took this piece off, when it was finally free, I couldn't take it out unless I took this back panel piece off, which is right there. And it's in great shape too. But of course, you see the screw hole back there. I had to use the Dremel on that one as well and drill it off. And then, of course, it came right out. But I got the ash pan. I do have the oven door. I do have the warmer. So I've been in contact with Glascock and glascockstoves.com. I talked to them or the guy that runs the website. He's actually the great grandson to the founder of the stoves, and he restores them and has some parts. But he recommended that I use Rutland high heat temp gasket seal. So I need to seal this, and I need to put a gasket seal around this piece. This piece has got to come off. Because when I put the light in the oven, I can see light coming out of this little area right here. So we want to do it right. We don't want to jerry rig it. We want to do it right because I am going to use the stove in the wintertime to cook. And if it'll heat the area, that's great. If not, that's great too. But I have a feeling it'll heat pretty good. But we'll see. You don't want to over fire these things because you can warp them. And if you warp them, then something breaks and it's warped, you have a huge headache on your hand. Huge, because then pieces won't fit together. Okay, so I have the panel, and I could not get in there even with the Dremel. I couldn't get in there with the door open, so I took it off. Now the door is still there, the trim is still there, but there's the panel, and I was really afraid that this wouldn't work. So I unscrewed it, and I took the whole piece off, took the glass out, took the trim off, and actually took the thermostat out and set it on my stove next to a really hot eye on high. And it creeped up to 425, 450. I let it sit there for, I don't know, maybe a few minutes. And so put it back together, screwed it down. That is thermoboard. That goes behind this, or it goes between this board and another, or not board, but panel. and it goes between another panel that faces inside the oven. So you just sandwich them, and it goes on the door, of course. But I have all the pieces. There's ash pan is over here in the corner. I have all the eyes, all the dividers, the handles. There's a clean out tray right here. And of course you can see that I can get to all of it. And then there's the air intake thing on the side. Okay, so when I took this off and I had to take this piece off, I noticed there's a little hole back there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Right there. There's one there. There's one down there. See this little piece? That is for cold water in, hot water out. So I'm sure, though, copper coil will go right here somewhere, which is really great. I was really excited. She said it was here, but most of the time these old stoves, I've never seen one that has a copper coil back here. Most of the time you have the water reservoir tank on the side, that's really great. I will probably hook it up. I was not intending to buy one with the hot water on it, but hey, we're going to make it functional in all aspects that it was intended for. So I'm really, really excited. Like, you guys have no idea. So here's the other piece that was broken. So this is the hinge on the cabinet. Here's my cabinet. So this is the hinge pieces. And this is what it should look like, right? Right there. This is what the other one is. I know, it's broke. I have the piece. It was broke before I got it. And then we actually found it in the stove when we were moving it. So I was like, yes. But I have no idea how to attach that piece back in. So y'all can leave me some comments as to what I might can use. I might could even use the Rutland's gasket stuff. Not sure if that would work or even hold it on, but we will try and see. So I think that's about it. So I got to take that piece off. So that'll be the next video. That piece will be off. This will be all gasketed in. I'll probably order a coil. I may even do a video of just doing the gasket seal and the coil. And then I'll take that piece off and do a video after I've got it off. But it needs to be sealed up. So y'all know the history. You know what I've done. We're going to put this in a home that is a shed to home conversion in the spring. We're going to go from 2,000 square feet to 640. I know, sounds crazy to some, but I don't have codes in my county. And I actually called the courthouse twice. I called them on a Thursday, and then I called them on a Monday, and I think I made the ladies mad because unless you're taking out a loan, you don't really have to have codes where we live to build. I'm not in the city, so I'm really fortunate that I can just kind of do what I want. The ladies at the courthouse, in both departments, told me that I could live in a teepee if I wanted, and that she wished that we did have codes in the county because she would be able to get the neighbors to clean up their yards. So I do have water, power, and sewer, or septic. So I do have that. So y'all be watching for those videos and stay posted. It's 2019. It's early fall, so in 2020 we'll be doing the shed conversion. So that'll be a start to finish. Now those will be a lot of videos, but hopefully y'all learned something from this. Hopefully there's some answered questions. But I'm really excited to be able to cook on this thing, especially in the wintertime. And I won't do it in the summertime. And I have a secondary cooking source for the summer because there's no way I want to heat up my house in the summer in the southeast with one of these things. No way, dear heavens, Becky. Nope. All right. I appreciate y'all's time. Thank you.